We do have Jose Benavidez Sr. in studio, along with Diego Pacheco. We're gonna
Damn, Jose, you shining over there.
Man, we gotta thank Iceman Nick for the sponsorship.
My God, that piece is amazing.
Hey, if it was me, I can't afford this, bro. So
no, listen,
make sure that,
it doesn't matter. Listen, it's so funny because I didn't see that. I just seen the hat when you're walking by, and I'm like, man, that logo. I turned to him and I said it live, like, man, that logo always sticks out. It looks so good, but it looks even better on a medallion. So tell me, does David have one as well?
You know what? No, this is the first one. You know, like I said, you know, I just want to
shout out to the father getting the first one.
Iceman Nick, man, you know, hooked it up, you know, sponsorship, and but actually he sponsors David, and he's giving him some good shit, bro.
That looks good. Pacheco, it's time to knock some heads off, man. We got to get yours done like that. Jesus, how are you?
I'm good, man. Thank you guys for having us. Yeah, we're here in Vegas for Fight Week, man. Excited, ready to put on a great show this Saturday.
For sure, man. Thank you for coming. I didn't know whether or not you'd be able to show up, being as though that it is Fight Week. But you know, the hardest part of the fight is obviously making weight. How are you feeling?
No, I'm feeling great, bro. You know, weight, I don't have much problem with making weight, so you know, I'm feeling great right now. Yeah, they told me that there was an opportunity to come stop by here and say what's up to you guys. I was like, hell yeah, it's my guys. Sure. Even though you beat me in a basketball game.
I'm glad you brought it up, bro. I'm glad you brought it up because the moment we got the confirmation you guys were coming, I'm like, ooh, I'm going to tell them how we bought the ass up last time. No, that's good, man. How's camp been, though? Obviously, it's been a couple months since we last saw each other. How's camp been?
It's been great, bro. You know, we're up in Seattle now. You know, I feel more focused than ever being in Seattle. Alongside David Benavidez, Jose, Rayo, all the guys up there, you know, we were working hard, staying focused, and most importantly, you know, helping each other get better every single day. And we're here today to put on a great fight this Saturday.
Man, we need to make a trip.
Where's your brother, bro?
He's still in LA. He's actually sparring.
I know, and that's why I'm like, where's he at? I want to just fucking hug him and say congrats. I can't wait for that kid to turn pro. I seen him sparring Frank Sanchez. That's amazing,
That's
man.
the reason he's not here right now. He's sparring Frank, but he'll be here Friday.
That's dope. That's dope, man. Congratulations to him.
Appreciate that, bro. Yeah.
How old's your brother?
He's 18. He's 18, 6'5", like 270.
Yeah, man.
Heavyweight.
Nice.
He's fast, bro. He's like the next Andy, man. He's got that Andy build. I don't know if he's gonna change it from here to there, but you know, he definitely looks good. Are you gonna be training him, or is it your dad?
No, it's a senior.
Yeah, actually, you know, we've been training him. He was in the camp house in San Diego, and actually he came and was gonna have a training camp for 2 weeks because he was gonna go to the Olympic Center, Colorado Springs, and he just decided not to do that anymore. He decided to go pro. So we just kept him and been training since then, man. So he's excited. He's going to be making his debut on the undercard of Fundora.
Okay.
So he's excited, man. Medicals are ready.
So Samson picked him up?
No.
But he's interested.
Yeah, big shout out to Samson, the Picasso Boxing. But no, I'm working with them, and me and David Garcia.
You did that?
Yeah, me, David Garcia. Now, same with Diego, you know. I mean, so far so good. So we have a good relationship with PVC and even now Dazn, Matchroom, you know. So we're blessed. We're blessed.
Congrats. I like it. I like it, man. And I'm excited for him. I know the heavyweight division is they're gonna enjoy him, man.
Yeah.
So
Eli Segbeck sparred a few times with Frank, and he compares him a lot to David. Like even this morning, he said it again. He's like David, but just much bigger, much heavier.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm sure it's because he's so youthful, man. He's like a kid, but he's like a fucking grown-ass man.
Yeah,
you know?
He has a lot of skills, man. He's been training since he was like 7. He doesn't have many amateur fights, but you know, he's been in the gym since as long as he can remember. So, you know, he's picked up a lot of things from sparring and things like that, especially right now that he's in camp with Frank and a few other good heavyweights. I know he's learning a lot up there.
So talk to us, man. Big fight week. Matchroom continues to bless you, man. I mean, there's not a lot of people that can say they've had their fights on the cards that you've been on. You've been blessed to be on some big cards. Canelo Alvarez versus Triple G, the trilogy. This is another big one. You're on this one. I mean, obviously, I'm going to go with the traditional generic question. Are you trying to make a statement? Are you trying to, like, you know, be the hottest fight of the night.
Steal the
show from Canelo and Triple G.
Of course, man. You know, it's a really big show, you know, Canelo, Triple G, the trilogy. The first 2 fights, you know, they're going down in the history. So to be part of the third one, it's a blessing, like you said. And, you know, I feel like I've earned my spot to get to where I'm at. And now I just got to keep showing everyone why I belong here.
For sure, man.
You have been part of some great undercards. You were fortunate to be in Saudi Arabia, obviously, for Anthony Joshua. And AJ, do you feel any pressure? Because I'm sure, you know, a lot more of attention than typical. So do you feel any added pressure given that there's going to be a lot of people watching?
There's a little bit of pressure. You know, I feel back then, you know, boxing was it was a lot more fun because people expected a lot from us, but we're like trying to make a name for ourselves, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of more like, you know, we don't have much to lose. We're in there trying to make a name for ourselves and do the best for ourselves. And then once you get to a point where it's like, all right, now you're there and now everyone expects this, and you got to show this. So it's like, okay, now I'm there, so I can't fuck up and, you know, go back to where I was at. So it's a little bit of pressure, but at the same time, it's something we've been doing our whole lives. You know, boxing, I've been doing this since I was a jit. You know what I mean? So it's like my second nature. It's like when I'm in camp, it's focus and it's my job. You know, so yeah, it's a little bit of pressure, but at the same time, you know, it's what I do.
For sure, but are you soaking it in, man? I mean, 15-0. Did you envision you would be 15-0 when you were back in your hometown gym hitting the bag?
Nah, it's crazy, bro. To think about it, honestly, it's like time went by so fast. You know, I remember.
You're 4 years pro.
Yeah, I remember when before I turned pro, I would like on my bio, I would edit and put like signed to this, like 10-0, but I was all cap. I wasn't even pro yet. You know, just to see how it looked on my bio. And now it's like, damn, I'm really 15-0 now. And,
wow,
you know, it's crazy.
Yo,
that's crazy.
I remember. So were you with Matchroom since you turned
from
pro?
the beginning? From the beginning.
I signed with them when I was 17, and I was too young to fight on their shows here. So I debuted in Mexico, but I was still signed to them.
Okay, so I was at your U.S. debut at the Forum.
Yeah.
And I remember just like you had got a first round knockout, and I remember we took a picture. That's when I had hair and shit. and bro, it was just like you were so fucking big. And they're like, yeah, he's at 60, might go down to 50. I'm like, he ain't going to no 54.
Yeah.
How's it been feeling now? Obviously, turning pro and signing with Matchroom so young, you've had the attention from the beginning.
From the beginning.
How's that been? You know,
under the microscope.
They took you to Mexico now a number of times. You fought all over the U.S. now. And now, obviously, we mentioned Saudi earlier, but Canelo undercard, that's huge.
Yeah, bro, it's really big. You know, I feel this is probably the biggest fight of the year, you know. So I'm really excited, you know. I'm ready to live up to the moment and really show the world why I'm here and why I keep getting put on these shows, you know, on the biggest shows of the year. Fighting a pretty tough opponent. He's an ex-Olympian, Enrique Colazo, 16-2. It's going to be Mexico versus Puerto Rico. It's going to be a great fight, and I'm ready to show the world, you know, that I'm going to keep showing the same dominance as the level of opposition goes up.
So you sound like you've watched tape on him.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
So one fight or multiple?
I saw a few rounds of like 2 fights.
Okay.
He's a good boxer. He likes to box, you know, and I like to box as well. And I feel I'm a way better boxer than he is. And I probably hit harder as well. So it's going to be a great fight Saturday. I'm looking forward to learning a lot from that fight.
Yeah, his only 2 losses have been by disqualification and majority decision. You know, loss. So definitely not a pushover. 10 rounder.
10 rounder. Yeah.
That's your first?
No, my last fight was 10 rounds, but I stopped the guy in 4. But it's gonna be my first title fight. So yeah, I'm super excited about that.
Now, obviously, having a WBC U.S. super middleweight regional belt on the line, you know, these regional belts, I think, are often overlooked, but very important because they get you in the rankings and they move you up the rankings as well.
Yeah.
So, obviously, not an easy fight just to get into the rankings, but you said more than ready.
Exactly. Yeah, I had a really good camp. You know, right now I feel like I'm more focused than ever. You know, training alongside great fighters, a great coach with a lot of experience. it just makes me feel ready, ready for whatever they throw at me, whatever he brings to the table. I'm ready to make a stop for sure.
So give me some of the differences in training, obviously in Rancho Cucamonga and now Seattle. Like, was it cold?
It was Rancho Santa Fe.
Santa Fe.
my bad.
Well, I'm saying Cucamonga is like LA.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Santa Fe. But like, is the weather different? Is it more humid? I hear that it rains a lot in Seattle.
Yeah, I was going to ask because I was actually pulling up the weather already.
66. It was cold.
It's a little cold. Honestly, everyone's been telling me that it's hot right now in Seattle. Because it's usually super cold in Seattle, but they say the cold is about to start in a few weeks, and it's gonna be my first winter down there. I'm from sunny LA, so we'll see how that goes.
Jose, we need an invite up there, man. I want to go to Seattle.
Not in the winter, but
it don't matter to me. Let me tell you. And bro, I don't even own a winter coat. Starbucks started in Seattle, so they got like the whole Starbucks shit.
Yeah, coffee's really big out there, bro. Like you just drive by and there's little coffee stands everywhere. So,
bro, when I moved from New Jersey, I left all the boots and coats. I don't have any of that, bro. I don't even have something that thick. I'm out here trying to just T-shirt it up. Never going back to the cold. But was it cold for you? Was it harder to sweat, or did you find it easy?
Nah, I found it pretty easy. Like I said, I went out there in the summer, so it was kind of hot. It wasn't really raining too much. It kind of felt like LA to me, but except just not the friends, not the whole other scene,
distractions.
The distractions.
What's the girls like up there?
There's a few bras up there, but nothing like LA.
Nothing like LA.
Coach, you got a heater in there or what?
Yeah, we have to, man. In order to train there, it gets really cold, so we do have some heaters.
Do you still crank it up in the summer, like Top Rank over here, or no?
No.
Yo, where you shaking out this week?
What was that?
Where you shaking out this week?
Well, actually, I was talking to Madison about maybe hitting y'all gym and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let us know.
Absolutely, man. Come use the facility.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely. I was about to give you the invite. So we obviously have a few questions here from the people. Let me see what is out. But now that you're 15-0, 4 years pro, I think we just had this conversation. Shakur won his first title before the 4 years or in 4 years, you said?
No, Shakur won it under 4.
Under 4. So
yeah, he's one of the guys who did it at like fast
But he's a top level amateur, obviously.
Sure. Yeah.
What are you envisioning for yourself? Obviously, this is a regional, like he said, that's gonna put you in the conversation now. Right. So or are you in no rush?
Well, I feel there's no rush. I'm only 21 still. You only get one career, so take care of it as much as you can and do what you feel is best for your career. I feel I have a great team. Jose Benavidez, nothing new to the business, so he's doing a great job guiding me. David Garcia, who's also working with him, they're doing a great job guiding me, and I trust them 100% that they're gonna make the right decisions for my career every time. So. I kind of just leave it up to them. I make sure I do my part and I'm physically and mentally ready for every fight. And Jose and Senior and David Garcia are the ones who make those decisions for my career.
So, in terms of fighting for that WBC United States title, what was the decision in choosing the WBC rankings over the WBA or the WBO?
Honestly, there wasn't really any. I don't know if Senior chose it or who chose it, but they were like, "You want to fight for this?" I was like, "Yeah, sure."
That's something that was available at this time. Actually, we were going to fight for it last time, but I don't know what happened, and we had the opportunity to fight again. But we fight for whatever. To be honest with you, I feel that he needs a little title in order to motivate his career, and motivate himself and stay in the rankings, and little by little we'll see. My thinking is. I want to see how he performs in this fight, and we'll evaluate and see what's next for him. We go fight by fight.
I mean, I was just assuming with David being a 3-time WBC champ, I know you guys have been to the conventions, so I'd figure you're navigating him in an area that you're already familiar with is what I assumed.
Yeah, it's up, to be honest with you, it's up to him when he wants to get a title. Like I said, it's up to Saturday, see what happens, and you know, if he gives me a good performance, the plan is always to look not just win the fight, look impressive and look very convincing, you know, in order to go to the next level. So I think he is gonna do that, and we'll see after the fight. We'll evaluate and see where he's at, and try to get more guys that are more dangerous and they have more experience in order to get them to the world title faster.
You're no longer with David McWaters, though, right?
Yeah, we are. We're still are. Yeah. You know, we're working together, and everything's been really good. We're happy with everything that's going on, and yeah, but we are still we're a team.
Cool. Okay.
Bro, you guys have a sick ass studio.
Oh, appreciate it.
I know it was pimped out like this, man.
We got another one in the building over there.
Where the gym's at?
Where the gym's at. Because we do a show over there from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. and then we're here from 12 to 2.
Yeah, it's hard.
Thank you.
Probably one of the best studios I've
God
been
is
in.
good, baby.
Yeah.
Jose, so gotta ask, you know, obviously the world wants to know, you know, when we're gonna get a return for David. Any talks? Is there even talks on a date for David?
I've been working for weeks now on a 3-fight deal. But you know what? I decided just to go fight by fight. You know, we had a name that we presented to WBC to fight for the interim WBC title. So we're working on that. If not, we have a backup. Maybe like in about 2-3 days, actually, as we speak, we're very close to closing a deal. And right now, all I can tell you is that, you know, I just want to keep David active. All these guys that say that they want to fight David, they're not stepping in. So we're just going to continue staying busy and put pressure on these fighters that say that they want to fight the best. They think they're the best at 168. And we're here, you know. Team Benavidez is not afraid to fight nobody. We lose, we win, but we get up, you know. And we just want to test ourselves to our limits to see where's David at and challenge the top fights and see where we at.
So what are those names?
Whoa. When you say 3-fight deal, were you only negotiating that 3-fight deal in-house, or did you flirt the possibility of a 3-fight deal with Dazn and Eddie Hearn?
No. Okay. A 3-fight deal with PVC. Okay. I want to thank Al Heyman. You know, he's done a great job. You know, with
as soon as I say the opposite of PVC, he's like, I want to thank Al Heyman. Let me get that on the record.
And that's good. You know, I don't want to confuse people. You know, we love PVC. You know, they done a great job, especially Al Heyman. You know, with David, Sansom. You know, it's a family. You know, they've done a tremendous job with them, and I see myself ending David's career with PVC. We're super happy. I couldn't be happier, you know.
Well, I'm just glad you clarified.
Yeah, when I said a 3-fight deal, you know, we were trying to think and kind of sign those fights because it's hard, you know, for David to get a fight. But I'm not going to focus on that. You know, I just want to focus on what's first and see how he looks and then go to the next one.
Senior, I got to ask, just recently, you know, having, you know, your son and David and your grandson in the gym a couple of days ago for the birthday, you know, what's it like through the years, through the journey, through the wins and through the losses, still to have, you know, the entire family together, you know, always side by side?
You know, man, to be honest with you, I'm super blessed. I'm super happy with all the challenges, with all the losses and the wins. You know, I'm blessed, man. You know, how many people, I mean, would love to be in this studio right now, you know, and fighting on a very important card with Canelo and Triple G, man. You know, to me, it's a dream come true, man. I come from nothing. I didn't even know how to throw a jab. I didn't, you know, I just came into business. I sacrificed myself and I dedicated. I fell in love with the sport and I came obsessed, you know, and to this day, I don't even know what keeps me motivated, man. And I'm blessed, man. You know, I'm super happy with my grandkids and Junior, David, Rayo. Like I felt, you know, super bad. You know, when he lost last week, I felt terrible. I couldn't sleep for 2 days. To this day, I can't even believe he lost. Now Diego, you know, he's like another son, you know. I have the youngest team in all over the world right now, you know, and these guys are young, you know, they are going to make mistakes, you know. My job is to keep them grounded and let them know, you know, that I can't make any mistakes, you know, and I'm there, you know. I try to do the best that I can, you know, to guide them the right way, and I'll give my life for them, you know, because this is what I love, you know. I don't want to see them lose, but a loss is not the end of the world, you know. We could always come back, but it makes it a little bit harder, but we're warriors, and like I tell everybody, we're not afraid of nobody. We're here to do what we're supposed to do and fight and get to those titles as soon as we can.
So obviously there's been so much talk about the Rayo loss, right? So everyone wants to give an opinion. Obviously, they sit in this chair. I ask the question. I present the question. It's not like they're just in your business. But I, you know, ask a trainer, hypothetically, hey, if you were in that situation, your fighter did 7 weeks of camp, his fight falls apart. Do you take a last-minute fight like that? A guy 15, 14 knockouts, 1 loss. And obviously, Monday morning quarterbacks, most trainers are saying, no, I wouldn't do that. You know, I would scrap it. But how did you feel in the moment when you got the call that his opponent was out? It was no longer Jezreel Corrales. What went through your mind?
You know, everybody's going to have their own opinion. Everybody thinks they know everything. They don't know what's going on in our camp. You know, we're not afraid of nobody, man. You know, to be honest, we get a date with a lot of time. We get ready, and we'll fight anybody because things can change, and it happens all the time. You'll fight a right-hander, a left-hander, or whatever. If he wants to fight Rolly, he wants to fight Tank, he wants to fight Pitbull, who is this guy? Is this guy better than them? I don't think he is. He had a loss. He has 14 fights, 13 knockouts. Who has he fought? Does that make sense? So at the end of the day, I think Rayo was not focused on that fight, and he knows that. You know, I did the best that I could, but at the end of the day, I can't babysit him day and night. You know, I knew something was not the same, but you know, sometimes you need to show these guys, you know, okay, you know, we have an obligation, man. You can't back out, man. You know, if it happens now, it's gonna happen again. So you learn from your mistakes.
So are you saying that he was reluctant to take that fight?
Well, you know, I like I said, you know, I just felt that the camp was not the same. You know?
The
camp was not the same.
Was it because
distractions?
Was it because of the opponent though? Because you know, Jezreel was older. Maybe in his mind, he's
no. It was just his discipline. And he'll tell you, you know, he's gonna come to the fight, gonna come and support Diego. He'll tell you it's his discipline. You know, he wasn't focused. It's just his discipline.
Really?
Yeah,
bro. So, after being in San Diego with you guys, I came back singing the praise. I thought he was a phenomenal fighter, and the way that he was training in there, and I seen him spar Joet and the brother, and I'm like, no, this guy is next fucking up.
He is for sure, but you know, a few mistakes that he made. And he's like owned up to it. You know, he said that he did a few things wrong, but it won't happen again.
Yeah, and
you know what, that's a message. Was it running?
And that's a message to everybody. You know, in boxing, man, you got to stay focused, man. You got to stay focused 100% because you have a big opportunity and you don't want to throw it away. It was.
What corner did he cut? Because it seemed like it's like I can't say he didn't have any stamina. He got up from them shots,
bro. You know, Diego can tell you. You know, first of all, like I want to give a shout out to his opponent. He won. Yeah. There's no excuses, or they stopped it right. I was super happy with that. But Diego knows when we were in San Diego, man, I was there watching everything from what they eat to when to go to sleep, wake up, and all that. We're back in Seattle. They got their own little place. What's the name? Rayo has his place also. So I mean, it's a little hard, you know.
It's different.
It's different. You know, it's a little different. And like I said, you know, he'll be able to tell you what the mistakes were, whatever, you know. But I know that he lost a little bit of ground and a little bit of discipline. That's it. I'm super confident that he's going to come stronger. All the great champions lose and make history. I think he's going to come stronger, and he's not going to make those mistakes anymore. And he's already training. He's ready to go. And I'm gonna support him 100%. And like I say, I love him like my son, and I'm gonna be there for him.
We don't really see rematches in that PBC family. So I'm assuming, what is it, Santiago?
El Granada, Santiago. I think he had Granada. I just know
it's like Eddie. I know. I'm assuming he moves on the way that the guy that beat Colbert moved
Chris
on.
Colbert.
Or is there a rematch clause?
You know what? I think I'm gonna take my time. I'm gonna get him another tune-up. You know, take him, see where he's at, his head is at, and maybe
off TV or on TV.
I would. That doesn't matter. You know, I just want him to feel comfortable, and I just want to see how he reacts to it, and how he's thinking. You know, I would love a rematch. Not right now. Maybe like in 1 or 2 fights. There's no point right now. Let this kid, you know, enjoy his win, and you know, I'm not mad at him. Or you know, in the future, you know, we would love to have a rematch with him and see where we at now.
It's got to be disappointing, though.
Oh man!
I mean, Rayo's name was being mentioned.
Super disappointing for
with people
that still can't believe it.
Yeah,
yeah.
I can't believe it.
I couldn't sleep for 2 days, man. I'll be honest with you. I felt really bad, and my stomach hurt, and I just have a lot of love for this kid, you know, but you know what? It's a big eye opener for all of us, you know, that, you know, we gotta stay grounded. We gotta stay focused.
How do you guys not lose each other? You know, when the fighter suffers a loss, they look to blame people, or things happen and then there's a separation. How do you stick with this kid?
Yeah, you know, the good thing about him, he knows and he admits that he was not 100% in that fight. And like I said, he'll be the one that's going to be telling you that, because he knows. He accepted that. And I told him, you know, because I talked to him yesterday, you know, I told him, hey, we need to sit down to see where are we going to go, when you want to fight, when are you going to start training, or what are you going to do? Because I don't want you to think that I just abandoned you, you know. I know I love you, man, and I'm going to be with you. But I want to know what you're going to do. We sat down, and the plan is to come back and train and see how everything goes, you know. But yeah, it is super painful, and we'll little by little we'll see how we can bring everything back together. I don't even know how bad he's mentally destroyed or whatever. I know he's upset, you know, but hopefully he can forget about it. He looked super happy. I mean, so that's a good sign. So yeah. I think, I mean, it shouldn't be that hard to come back.
Well, shout out to you for reaching out, because we've sat on this side of the table with other trainers that they're like, nah, you know, I'm giving him his space, and, you know, he knows my number. And it's like, bro, my man went through a fucking loss. Like, you got to go and be the father figure. Right.
Call him, check on him, something.
So, you know, shout out, man. Shout out for doing what you do. But I want to bounce back, obviously, to you. And the fact that, you know, you're on that brink of contendership, does it feel difficult because now the eyeballs are on you and that developmental stage is kind of starting to be left behind?
No, you know, I feel, you know, everything happens for a reason. You know, I feel I'm where I'm at. The journey has brought me here, and you know, it comes to a time where, you know, you gotta step up and fight these guys for what you want. So I feel ready. You know, I've been boxing my whole life. You know, my goal is to be one of the best boxers in the world. So I feel I'm on the right pace and on the right path, and excited, man, for the future.
I feel like Rayo had this, you know, larger than life, you know, mentality. Like, yo, I can destroy anybody. How do you not get caught up in that? Because it's like you sparred Canelo.
Yeah.
And he didn't kill you. He didn't knock you out. And you're in there every day with the person Mike Tyson calls the Mexican monster. So it's like, how do you look at anyone across the ring from you that isn't those two men and not overlook them?
You know, every fight is a dangerous fight. You know, every fighter could be one punch away from getting knocked out. So that's the way I try to look at it every time. Every fighter I look at it as my biggest fight. You know, it's my biggest fight. This is my chance to you know, win more fans over, or the guys who don't believe in me to actually, you know, believe in me. So that's the way I look at it. You know, it happened to me in the amateurs once where I kind of overlooked. You know, I was winning every tournament, and then I got to another tournament where I hadn't lost in like 2 years. You know, so I was whooping everybody, stopping everyone. So And then one fight, you know, I'm like, it's easy work. And then as soon as I did that, took an L. So then after that, I'm like, hell no. That's the last time I lost. I'm like, I can't overlook nobody. I gotta be 100% locked in every fight. Every fight is an important fight, which it is, you know. And that's the way you gotta look at it, because as soon as you don't, something like that could happen.
So I heard you mention that you're going back to Seattle after this fight.
Yeah, hell yeah. I'm going right back to Seattle. David, I was talking
without a call, without a return date, or you already know your return date if you get the win?
Yeah, I already know.
Oh, wow.
I'm getting one more.
What a career. Shout out to Matchroom.
Yeah, for sure.
So what's the next date, champ?
Jesus.
Everything goes planned like it's going to go. We're going to be back in December.
Oh, wow.
Hopefully. And then there's already talks for next year going over to the UK, hopefully.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
So I'm hella motivated right now. I'm excited.
You know that there's talk saying that AJ Fury.
Yeah, December.
You know, that's a big card.
And they put you on all those big cards, so you might end up on that one.
You were on both AJ Ruiz, right?
1
on
and
both
2.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
you've been to Saudi Arabia. Wow, boxing has blessed you.
Fought at the MSG for the first one. So
yeah, Miami, right? Canelo Yildirim.
Yeah. Everywhere.
Wow.
So yeah, bro. Right now, I'm super excited about that. You know, I'm looking forward to putting on a great performance, so I could be able to ask to be on cards like that. You know, and with great performances, you know, the promoters look at you and want to put you on.
You better promote their hat a little better than that. You want to be on their TV.
Yeah, you better look it up. Let people know where to buy the pay-per-view.
Yeah, how can they see you? It's on his hat, man. He fights live on DAZN.
Yeah, shout out to Joe McCrowski.
Yes,
Joe,
yes. I have to reach out to Joe. He said he would join us here in studio. He's gonna be coming into town.
Nice. Yeah, they just invited me when I was in New York for Junior's fight with Garcia. They invited me down to the DAZN offices.
Oh, nice.
It's like on like the 72nd floor at the Trade Center. Lit, bro. It's hard ass views. It was cool being up there.
So you started with Matchroom. You're at 15 fights. So what? It was a 5-year deal or a five-fight deal, and you've extended 3 times because you're there.
Yeah, my first deal was 3 years, 18 fights. But
18
fights in 3 years. So the first 13 months of my contract, I did 8 fights.
Wow.
Yeah, but then because of the pandemic, I
think I've never heard of a 3-year, 18 fights. What about you, Coach?
Never in my life.
That's literally 1 every 2 months.
Yeah.
So obviously they owed you 3.
Yeah. Because of the pandemic, you know, everything got shut down, so I didn't get to finish those remaining fights. So what we did is that's when I came over with Jose, and he negotiated a little extension that added those 3 fights and like 2 more or something like that.
Jose, is the matchmaker at DAZN named Eric?
It was. He doesn't work with DAZN anymore. Eric Botcher.
You're right.
Yeah.
I wasn't even going to try and pronounce that name because I think it has a J in there somewhere.
You know how I remember him? Because me and him have the same birthday.
Okay.
So he would always bring that up to me. Yeah, cool guy.
Oh wow. So who's the new matchmaker?
I think it's Kevin Rooney, if I'm not mistaken.
He was a fighter.
Yeah.
His father was a fighter.
His father was his coach as well.
Right? He actually got to make it to ESPN, Kevin Rooney.
Hard.
I gotta go check that out. I want to see that.
It was a Friday night fight. It's on the Lou DiBella card. He worked for Lou.
Yeah.
He worked for Lou for a while. Yeah. And then he started fighting for Lou. And then DAZN came and they took him. And he's been with you guys ever since, man.
Yeah,
Shout out to Kevin Rooney.
Hell yeah. Guy.
Good people.
Beautiful hair. He got that great. It looked like an Elvis joint. I got James Valdez in San Antonio, Texas. It says, what's on the menu after the big win, champ?
You know, hopefully, just want to celebrate a win with my family, with my team. You know, I've been away from home for like 3 months, just being focused in Seattle, putting in a lot of hard work.
Wait. Last time you went on a big vacation, I think I remember you said, right?
Yeah, I was in, after my fight in San Diego, I went to Costa Rica for a few days.
What you got planned this time?
Well, I was just saying, I was talking with David. You know, he has a fight that's coming up. It's not confirmed yet, but it's about to be. So he asked me to come back right after this fight so I can help him in his camp.
Oh, so no vacation.
Nah, no time for vacation.
Maybe I get to take one together.
Yeah.
Oh,
maybe
no, you won't be able to because when he gets out of his camp, you're going to be practically in December.
Yeah, so exactly. So it worked out. I'm like, yeah, I have a fight scheduled for December anyway, so we'll come right back and get in camp with you And yeah, David, he's but he, when he talked to me about that, it was kind of more of he wants me to stay focused.
For sure.
He wants me to come right back and be right back in training, especially after what just happened with Rayo. When we're talking about that, he was like, yeah, bro, after this fight, come right back, and I'm gonna give you $1,500 a week to just spar with me.
Damn.
I was like, for sure.
Blessed.
Yeah.
So what's up with your son? Is he, because that wasn't a bad fight, man. He looks like he can do okay.
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I'm just trying to get him the best fights up there in order to make some money.
Cornflake, bro. No, you don't like that?
Yeah.
Nah, not Thomas Lamana then. Okay, what about Brian Mendoza?
Nah. I think
damn, what you shooting for? So what?
You know what? We were offered a fight to fight Lara, but he couldn't. We couldn't.
Even after the loss to Danny?
No. Before that, it was Danny and him. But I think the fight can still be made. I mean, I don't see why not.
Because Thurman and Danny calling out Laura now?
No. I mean, but still, I think. I mean, it could be a good fight, I mean, now, I'm just trying to keep him in there.
Yeah. You got to get him a tune-up,
You know who Junior should fight? I think he should fight Adrian Broner.
Man, Broner going to have to move up a lot. He was trying to get down. Yeah, he was about to fight. He wants to go at 40.
But he couldn't go down. He couldn't go down. That's
why. But he stood in camp.
Didn't he just fight at 40?
Who, Broner?
Yeah.
I mean, whenever his last fight was, but he was supposed to have a fight. He pulled out because of mental health, but he's back in the gym. He pulled out of the fight, but continued to work out.
That'd be a good fight, though, don't you think? Imagine the press.
I don't know that Broner could make 54.
Junior?
That's if Junior comes
down.
Junior
comes
down.
Though.
I think it could come down.
Broner's no good at 54. He's no good at 54. But, yeah, man, you got to give Junior a tune-up. Damn.
Yes,
he said no to Brian Mendoza.
No, I didn't say no. Right now,
he said
no, because I'm thinking more about Lara for a world title. I mean, who wouldn't want to fight for that? We were out for that fight, so I think we could probably still get it. If not, we'll fight anybody. Like I said, we're not afraid of nobody. Right now, he got paid very well. He bought a house. He's remodeling the whole house. He broke the whole house down in Seattle, and so he's a little bit busy right now, maybe for like another 2-3 weeks, and he's gonna come back to the gym and man, you
guys really love Seattle. He bought a house in Seattle.
Yeah.
So it's not true what they say. It doesn't rain a lot.
It does rain a lot, and people say that people get depressed there. Fuck, I'm super happy.
Yeah, they told me that the sun about to start coming down at 4 o'clock. I'm like, what the hell?
Now, you guys may not know because obviously you guys are professionals. Is weed legal out there?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yo, I already looked up flights to the Halloween weekend, and I think I'm going to make that trip out there, bro. Like $100 round trip.
It's cold, man.
Yeah, I mean, no, that's,
How cold in October?
Oh, man, it's super cold.
He didn't even give it time. He said,
super cold.
Super cold.
But you got to remember, he's from Phoenix too. So, for him, it's super cold just like for us.
He's from New Jersey, and you think he's from like the actual sun.
You see this tan?
Bro,
I'm not from anywhere where it's cold, baby.
We got any more questions, Champ?
Yes, a whole bunch. One coming from Nebraska. He says, "Salute, Diego. I've been betting on you since Abreu, and you never disappoint. I was leaning towards the under 4.5 rounds on this fight, but in your opinion, how long can this 33-year-old guy last? Best wishes."
Shit, I ain't gonna lie, he's pretty tough. He could box. He's no pushover for sure. So
we betting over.
I don't know.
We betting over.
I don't know, but I mean, what I'm saying? I've showed in the past that I have that one punch knockout power. So we'll see. We'll see Saturday night. I can't promise him anything.
And he said he's coming to steal the show. So
facts.
You never know.
Facts. And I had a really good camp. I'll say probably the best camp. Yeah, I feel the most focused I've ever been. Yeah.
That's good. No, yeah, we definitely got to make the trip up to Seattle.
Yeah, for sure.
Guys gotta come.
Coach, have you been keeping your eye on this guy that's with Dazn called Christian Mbili?
No.
No? Have you?
What weight?
What weight is it?
Your
weight. I mean,
No.
You know, his weight, 168.
How many fights?
Where's he from?
22-0, 20 KOs.
Oh, wow.
He's with Dazn. He just beat DeAndre Ware, who actually beat the guy you're fighting. And he's the one that beat Ronald Ellis, Najib Mohammadi, who
I
also
seen him now.
Kovalev. He has dreads. Gotta watch him, bro. He's getting some crazy cold knockouts, and he's on the zone.
Yeah,
that's a horrible picture, though. He's got dreads. He's got dreads.
We're gonna watch him from now on, you know, because that's pretty soon a possible opponent.
Yeah. Just making sure you keep your eyes on him.
Absolutely.
But we got some more. Hold on here. It looks like Jazz says there's not much footage on your next opponent, but his last fight was a disqualification in round 4. So how are you going to approach the fight?
Just like I approach every fight, you know, go in there, do my thing, what I do best, and that's box and win. You know, I've been a winner my whole life. That's what I know how to do best, and I'm gonna go in there and dominate him from round 1 through 10. You know, if the knockout comes, then you know, I'm gonna put him on his ass. But if not, then I you know, box him for the 10 rounds and be dominant.
Were you sparring 10 rounds? I'm just asking because obviously you've never been 10 in a fight before. So.
Yeah. Nah, we actually went to LA for a week for a Rayo'S fight, for Rayo'S fight week. And when I was down there, I was sparring Fundora and a few other guys down there in LA, and we were doing 12 rounds and putting a lot of rounds in sparring.
And then he got in one round, he got hit in the nuts. What was it, like 4?
Yeah, you know the I forget his name, like Umir. He was an Olympian.
The Cuban.
No. Filipino.
Oh.
He's with Sean Gibbons.
Okay.
He's a good fighter. He's a 160 middleweight.
He's always with his wife?
I'm not sure. Maybe.
Yeah, he had
Is that the guy that you just got the number in top rank?
Nah, smaller guy.
But yeah, point is we're sparring and he hit me right on my nuts, like with an uppercut.
Umir Marcial.
Yeah, him. Yep.
Umir Marcial.
Great fighter.
Yeah,
He's a really good fighter. But yeah, that was the first time I ever got hit on my nuts like that. It was bad.
You had to take a knee?
Yeah.
But you know what I told him? You got to get up, man, because if the referee doesn't see that, you know, you got to continue.
Oof. Yeah, that's what he told me.
I put your hands up. Let's go. Let's fucking go.
Yeah, so I was in the corner like, damn. And then he told me, like, you know, let's practice. You know, if it happens in a fight and the ref doesn't see it, you gotta keep fighting. So, you know, I was like, yeah, fuck it. Let's keep going.
Wow.
But I could feel it in my legs. I ain't gonna lie. It was
look, if it does happen in a fight, champ, you get back up and you still not there, just fuck it, hit him low. Fuck it,
because then they're gonna give him that 5 minutes.
Let's be honest. I would rather lose that point for the round than lose a fucking fight in that round. You get what I'm saying? I'm gonna give myself a chance.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
That's true, yeah.
Bro, I don't give a fuck. I've got jumped before. I'm hitting you in your nuts if I have to, for sure. Whatever it takes.
I got Brandon in Houston that says, this won't be your first time on the big stage, but can you share with us if you ever had any kind of anxiety when you first saw the size of the arena or maybe the size of the crowd? I'm asking because I've heard this kind of thing can drain a lot of a fighter's energy before they even throw one punch.
Honestly, I feel like I perform well when there's a big crowd. I've always been that way, like even in sparring and stuff, you know. Usually in sparring, you know, it's just us, and then when there's more people, then, you know what I'm saying, you gotta, you know, everyone's gonna talk, so you gotta
turn it up, yeah.
Right. So, and I've been put on the biggest stages since I was 18, so I feel I've gotten used to it. You know, if there was nerves back then, you know what I'm saying, now it's like, it's what I do. You know, that's the way I look at it. You know, that's what I do.
I know that you're obviously just starting your career off, and you know, the only thing you should be focused on is the fight in front of you.
Right.
But do you feel that you're able to soak it all in? Because when you think about it, you have fought not just on some great undercards, but in some very historic venues. You know, the Fabulous Forum, for that to be your first fight in America, you know, that's huge. You know, the Madison Square Garden, that venue that they built in Saudi Arabia just for the fight.
Yeah.
Like, you know, do you think that you're able to soak it all in? I know you're young and everything, but do you think you're able to like really appreciate the moments that you're living in?
Yeah, I feel like now I learned to like really take a moment and really appreciate it all. But I feel like back then, you know, when I was on that hella fight, doing hella fights back to back, it was more of a like just, it kind of felt more like when I would be at amateur tournaments, you know, it was just like, you know, I'm getting these wins and just going on to the next one.
Just going through the motion kind of?
Exactly. But once the pandemic hit, bro, that's when I kind of like stopped. Like I was already 13-0 13-0 when the pandemic hit. I was it gave me a lot of time, you know, to think and really see what I was doing. And that's when I really appreciated it. And I was like, damn, I'm already 12-0. I'm 2-3 years into my pro career. And I fought in all these stadiums, like Forum, for example. You know, I'm from LA, so the Forum, Staples Center, you know, those are the biggest venues in my city. So just, you know, as a kid, just wishing to be able to fight on those, and then it happened, and then it's just on to the next. It's crazy, bro. It's a blessing for sure.
Senior, for you, I got Cannon, Nebraska that says, following Rayo's loss, will you be more cautious of last-minute replacements? Best of luck with Pacheco's bout, and thanks for coming on the show.
You know what? We never said no to no one, you know. We're just going to continue doing what we're doing. A little slip is not the end of the world, you know. I'm going to continue believing on what I believe. That's the reason I'm here. That's how I got here, you know. We only live once. These guys are fucking warriors. They train super hard. Like I said, you know, discipline was a little bit there, you know, but when you already have a fight and it's a big fight, you know, you just got to go and
handle business.
Handle business, because otherwise, if I cancel that fight, it's not going to be the same anyways, you know. And their obligation is to train and be ready. My obligation is to get them fights and get them to the next level. And they have to do their job. I got to do my job, you know. I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing. You know, I'm super happy that they stopped that fight. I didn't have to step in. I would have stopped that fight myself, too, because I don't want them to get hurt. But we're just gonna continue doing what I've been doing, you know, and I don't know. I can't tell you that right now, you know, if I'm gonna be careful or not. We're still gonna go to war, and they're gonna train hard. You know, Rayo's gonna have to show me more now in order for me to give them another opportunity, you know. So.
For sure. So both of these, you pretty much answered. So Ruin 504 in New Orleans says, what's Jose's next move after the Danny loss? And you've kind of touched on that. Unless you want to add anything, I got Twin in Florida that says, hello, Jose Sr., major respect. Being that Rayo got stopped in what, to me, was the most exciting fight of the night by Edwin De Lo Mio, will there be any significant changes to the approach on defense for Rayo specifically, and or any other fighters in your stable? Coughs, David.
Yeah, you know, for sure. You know, there are going to be a lot of changes, and our game plan is not to knock everybody out. You know, our game plan, go there, use your jab, and keep your distance, and feint, and kind of put pressure at the same time. Keep your distance, and after the first round, that's when we adjust and see what we can do, what we're doing better, and continue to do different things. Rayo just went in and wanted to knock him out, in my opinion, you know, and that's what he says, you know. He didn't listen. He just went in there and went to war. You know, that was not the game plan. So our plan, and Diego knows, everybody fights different, but we all have a game plan. You can't just go in there and try to knock people out.
According to the WBC's own interim rules, interim title bout may be ordered only if a world champion will be temporarily inactive and unable to defend his title for a period to exceed 6 months due to a certified medical reason or a legal impediment. Reasonable cause strictly beyond his control. None of these things apply to Canelo Alvarez. So my question is, was there any explanation given to why David was asked to fight for a WBC interim title?
I mean, there's no explanation. The only thing the reason he fought for the interim WBC title is because Canelo wanted to fight the African guy, Makabu, and they thought he wasn't going to come back to 168. He was going to try to get bigger things, and that fight didn't happen. Then he fought B-Bull. He loses, then he comes back to 168. But the plan for them was to leave 168 and go and try to get a title somewhere else and make history again. But the plans didn't come as they thought they were going to come, and that's why now he's back at 168. We're not desperate. We're not frustrated. We're just keeping David focused and active. He's only 25 years old, so there's no rush.
How do you think Canelo? Well, how do you think that fight goes this weekend, Canelo versus Gennady?
Oh, man, you know, what I heard with Canelo, he said he had problems in his last fight. That's why he lost. Everybody has problems when they lose, you know. Hopefully he fixed all his problems and he comes 100%, because I did see him a little bit tired. He was not the same Canelo. I think to me it's a 50-50 fight.
Whoa.
In my opinion.
50-50 with a 40-year-old?
I mean, in my opinion, but what I'm trying to tell you is a lot of people don't understand that Canelo has dedicated himself to boxing. He's been super disciplined. He's like 30-something years old. His body, he might want to fight, but his body, in my opinion, wear and tear, man, is not responding the same. And we've seen some of that.
Of course, in that Murata fight.
Exactly. So that's why, in my opinion, it's a 50-50, because Triple G didn't really look that as good in his last fight either. But I think he trained hard, and I believe that, you know, they're almost there with the same power and the same wear and tear, you know, in my opinion.
Are you going to go to the WBC convention this year?
I'm going to try my best to do that.
Are you going to request mandatory?
I'm going to do that 100%.
James Valdez, San Antonio, Texas. Do you see anything anything either of your sons that leads you to believe that they'll become a trainer themselves? And if so, who? Jose Jr. or David? I think David.
That's funny, because Junior likes to train people. Actually, he likes to do mitts, and he tries to tell people what to do, little kids especially. I don't know if they will become trainers. You know, it's not easy. It's very frustrating. It's super hard, man. You know, to be honest, not a lot of fighters that are successful become trainers. The only ones that become trainers are the ones that were not successful with their money. So they, choose to train. Mm-hmm. And that's what I believe, you know. So it's too early to say that for them. But if they become trainers, I will be super proud of them and super happy to work with them. Like, Garcia with his son and them, it would be a dream come true, to work together in training people.
Are you going to go pick up your grandchildren like on the weekend and do pads with them? Or is that something that you won't cross that line until David or Jose talks that?
To be honest, that's a good question. I just want to be a good grandparent, man. Training somebody, you got to be mean in order for them, so you could take them to the next level. Pacheco knows. I'm hard on him sometimes. I don't want to do it, so it's super hard. I just want them to love me, man. I just want to bring them chocolates.
At this age, you're not going to be training them hard. It's just,
yeah, but
seeing if they
can,
love
man. To me, they got to give me everything, I got to, I got to be mean. I'm never satisfied, I have a 9-year-old, my little princess, I train her and I got to be mean to her. I don't want to do it, man, but I just want her to be tough because I want her to be the best at what she does, And, but she's my daughter, I could do with her whatever I want, but my grandkids, I don't want them to hate me, man.
So your daughter sees your sons and that's the life she wants.
She hates boxing. She don't want to fight.
So why you got her fighting?
The thing is, I put her to gymnastics, dance, piano, and all these things. I think she has to do something in order just to stay home and play video games and all that. How about if I die? Who's going to protect her? I just want her to be strong for herself. I'm not saying that she's going to fight or compete or whatever. David and Junior hated boxing when they were little. And then they fell in love with the sport, Mm-hmm. So I'm hoping that
she falls in love.
She falls in love with it, but she hates boxing.
He's not happy till he has some male champions and a female champion.
So you mean to tell me with little 2-year-old Anthony, you can't do pads or nothing with him? Because
I do pads with him. I train him. I play with him. But I drop every day. He comes. He puts the hands in there so I can wrap him.
He already knows.
He already knows. But it's different. It's different. I can't be mean to him. Everything has to be with love, but maybe it's a different training. Maybe I'll adjust to love. I don't know, but the training that I do is crucial, man. it's bad. It's not good.
I got Jazz that says, do you want, you answered this, do you want the rematch with Edwin de los Santos? And if so, will you instruct Rayo to take his time early and make Edwin work without taking too many risks and exploit his bad gas tank he showed versus William Foster down the stretch? So, yeah, I guess another rematch question.
I mean, that's the thing. You know, that was the plan, to be careful and use his jab, use his distance, cut the distance little by little, try to get his combinations in there, hit the body earlier. But all that went to the trash. You know, nothing worked.
Yeah, once the fire got going, bro, it was over, man.
Yeah.
But those are all our questions. Pacheco, if you can, please give out your social media for anybody who isn't following you can do so.
You guys can follow me on Instagram at Real Diego Pacheco and Twitter, Real D Pacheco. And tune in this Saturday. Tune in early so you guys won't miss my fight and the rest of the show.
Do you know when you're lined up? In terms of bout?
Not 100% sure.
All right.
So
and
definitely
earlier,
I was gonna say definitely give Diego a follow, so that way when you do know, you can keep the fans posted and up to date.
Earlier, you answered the question differently, and I never went back. One of the questions, they asked you something. It was specifically about food. Like, after the win, what's on the menu?
What's on the menu?
And I think you took it like fighters on the menu.
Nah, I took it as I just want to celebrate with my family. But
so there's no food that you're like,
I have nothing really.
No craving. Nothing.
Honestly, bro, like me, like I don't really like starve myself or like eliminate things that I normally eat. So I don't really think too much about the food. I mean, of course, you know, little things here and there. Like, bro, one thing, like we're talking about it, like pan dulce. That's what I love. Like pan dulce with coffee, that's my shit. But you know, that's something that I can't eat when I'm in camp. But it's cool, you know. That's one thing I look forward to: coffee and pan dulce.
Are you still drinking coffee though?
Yeah, I still drink coffee.
Coffee?
Yeah.
Black coffee
Black
or
coffee,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You use any sugar or Splenda?
Sometimes, yeah, I throw one or two in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, guys, that is it. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up. YouTube family, don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Help us get to that 1 million subscribers. We're on the road to 1 million. And obviously, we have other great content on our Patreon channel. So since this video is over, head on over to our Patreon and check out all the exclusive content or right here on our YouTube members.